Alright, what's up everybody? So today we're going to be talking about different misinformation in the hobby. First up, I'm going to try to log in real quick into my account so I can see you guys' posts. But yeah, we're going to be talking about misinformation in the hobby. Because I see a lot of people selling and buying a whole bunch of things that you really don't need for your aquarium. Look at that shit. Nice. Shut down volume. Alright, so anyway, let's get started. So I got my periodic table and my whiteboard. So we're just gonna reset the camera up. And then remember, if you want to use the salt that I use, you can just Venmo me, fucking PayPal me. Just shoot me the money however you can. And for $65, I'll send you 100 gallons worth of salt. If you get the 5-gallon mixtures, I'll send you 20 bags for $65, and it should last you a long time if you have like a little nano. If you have a bigger tank, I could just mix bigger size salt. But remember, you gotta mix the whole thing. But anyway, we're gonna get started, and then if you want, we'll mix some more salt so you guys so I can show you how it's done. But today we're just gonna talk about more in particular about nitrates and phosphates. A lot of people have been fucking dosing that shit and buying that shit, and honestly, you don't need none of that crap. And then, so then we're gonna get the periodic table. It's right here, and the little whiteboard, and we're gonna start drawing and doing shit. All right, so let's get started. Should I go lower or leave it like that? Fuck it. Atkins, what's up, bro? Yeah, we're gonna learn a little bit of science, bro. Thank you for joining, my G. Yeah, we're just gonna learn about we're gonna talk mostly about phosphates and nitrates because a lot of people in the hobby they buy all the different compounds, and we're gonna talk about them right now. All right. So first off, one of the things that we do see a lot in the aquarium hobby is people are starting to buy potassium nitrate. And I should have cleaned the board. I got two. I don't think you can see the white, the yellow though. Let me see. Yeah, you can see that shit. I can see it through the screen. Oh yeah, we're gonna go with the black for sure. Alright, so I see a lot of people buying potassium nitrate. Can you see the periodic table? Yeah. Alright, so potassium nitrate is K, and then NO. Fuck, that's fucking ugly as fuck. Alright, potassium nitrate is KNO3. But the best way to look at it is just to put parentheses on the nitrate. So let me redo that again. But this time I added parentheses. I like adding parentheses, alright? So potassium nitrate. The reason I like add parentheses is so you don't confuse the molecule if you have some more shit on there. Alright? So potassium nitrate, alright? So let's say it's called that solid. Alright? So when you dissolve it in the water, so you can dissolve potassium nitrate, or when you buy potassium nitrate, it's usually in liquid form, right? Or in aqueous form, not liquid, alright? So what the fuck is aqueous? Means it's dissolved in a solution, usually water. So potassium will dissolve and form potassium hydroxide, and I'll tell you why real quick. Actually, I'm gonna confuse you guys. Let's say you have potassium nitrate and it'll dissolve into potassium aqueous form. I'm gonna put AQ. And remember, all that means is dissolved in water or in a solution. For us, it's usually water. And then nitrate will form NO3 aqueous, alright? But before we get there, I'm going to talk to you guys about what potassium is. So potassium, solid, right? When you dissolve it in water, when you throw potassium metal in water, it'll form potassium hydroxide. Okay? Aqueous. Oh, shit. Let me draw. Hold on. I should have practiced shit, right? But alright. It'll dissolve into potassium aqueous and nitrate hydroxide aqueous, all right? So remember, and hydroxide, because it's a strong base, it will fully dissolve and form the aqueous potassium, okay? And then the nitrate right here, alright, so you're never gonna really see nitrate solid, but when you dissolve the nitrate, it forms nitric acid. I believe this is the way you do the compound of nitric acid. Alright? It form nitric acid, and nitric acid is a strong acid, so it's gonna dissolve again, and all you're gonna have is just the H plus and the nitrate molecule. Okay, so that's why I put these guys right here, alright? Just so you guys know. You don't really need to know that for what we're doing. Alright, so potassium nitrate. So a lot of people are dosing potassium nitrate in the water just because they say you have to get your nutrients up. But I notice a lot of people, they don't even fucking gravel vac their sand bed. So if you really want to produce a lot of nitrate, just fucking stir that shit up and you'll fucking produce a lot of nitrates and phosphates, okay? So one thing that I notice people are buying this, and the reason I say it's a lot of misinformation is because potassium, or why people see a lot of results dosing this chemical right here, is because potassium is found at about 400 parts per million in the water, okay? So it's almost the same as calcium. Calcium's about 410. I'm gonna just say 410. Fuck it, let's say a lot of people want to go 450 because they prefer 450. 450 parts per million, alright? Alright, so they're almost equivalent. So a lot of salts that you buy, alright, so a lot of fucking salts that you buy, they're low on potassium. So when you're dosing potassium nitrate, you see a good response to your corals, and that's because you're getting a lot of potassium, closer to 400 parts per million. But like I said, the reason I don't like the potassium nitrate is because you're just going to be growing a lot of algae. We use potassium nitrate for freshwater aquariums, like right there. Yeah, you can see the tank. So I got a little tank right there. If I use potassium nitrate, we use it to grow plants. So why would you want to, unless you're growing saltwater algae or some shit, why would you want to be adding potassium nitrate to your water? Honestly. And honestly, even like me, fucking having an algae problem is not that hard. Alright? So when a lot of people dose potassium nitrate, they're getting it close to 400 parts per million. And honestly, a better chemical to use rather than potassium nitrate is potassium chloride. Alright, fuck it. Should I redo it? Fuck it. Potassium chloride, Cl. Let me lower it. No, I'm just gonna leave it there, fuck it. It's potassium chloride, alright? So like again, potassium, when it fully dissociates, it forms potassium hydroxide in both aqueous form. But because it's a strong base, it'll fully disassociate and form the potassium aqueous. Remember, all that fucking means is dissolved in water, okay? And then the chlorine atom will dissolve into hydrochloric acid, all right? But hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, so it'll fully disassociate, meaning it'll fully fucking separate, and it'll just have the chlorine atom in aqueous form. So I said, so potassium hydroxide, so you get the hydroxide, right? The OH minus, plus the hydrogen, or the acid part. And what the fuck does that equal to? All that makes is fucking H2O. So all you do is just fucking form some water, okay? So that's why it's better to use potassium chloride. Anyway, that's a whole different subject, but I'm just letting you know that's all it fucking makes, alright? When you get the hydroxide and the oxygen from both of these, and it pretty much, when you dose the potassium chloride, you're getting it closer to 4 parts per million, and you're not adding no nitrate, so your algae doesn't fucking grow in the aquarium, alright? But yeah, that's basically one of the major things. do not fucking buy potassium nitrate. Instead, I recommend to use potassium chloride for your saltwater aquariums if you're dosing potassium. But then again, if you're using my salt, you don't need to fucking worry about this shit, okay? I fucking did all this shit for you, so you don't have to do it. 1916, my brain hurts. Oh man, my bad, G, but there's a lot of misinformation in the hobby. But thank you guys for joining. S, what's up, yo? Thank you for joining, bro. I hope I don't fucking lose you guys, but it's just gonna be a quick update. I mean, a quick fucking thing right here. So just bear with me, guys. In 1916, if you stay, bro, I'll fucking make some salt water right now for you guys. All right. So that's potassium nitrate. That's the first fucking misinformation in the hobby. Don't fucking buy that shit, even though a lot of people are fucking buying it. And then the next one is phosphate. I forgot what kind of phosphate their people are dosing. That's PO4, okay? I forgot what kind of phosphate, so I don't know the cation that they're using. All right, meaning the positive molecule in front. So if you guys could put in the text what kind of phosphate they're dosing, I honestly don't recommend it. Dose any phosphate either into the aquarium. And all the phosphate is, since it's a PO4, it just has 4 fucking oxygen bonds like that. All right. That's just fucking phosphate, and honestly, you don't need to be dosing phosphate in the aquarium. Like I said, if you have a nasty sand bed, just fucking mix all that shit up, and fucking you'll fucking get a lot of phosphate and nitrate in the aquarium. But people are then starting to say, oh, you don't need phosphate, you need phosphorus. I don't know how to spell phosphorus. Oh, I got the periodic table right here. pH, phosphor. Fuck it, some shit like, wait, hold on. There you go, fuck it, phosphorus, right? And all fucking phosphorus is just this fucking molecule, right? This atom right here, alright? And all that is a fucking phosphate with 5 valence electrons. So why 5? So if you look at the periodic table and you look, phosphorus is right here. So you count the atoms as 1. I mean just fucking count the valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it has 5 valence electrons, and that's all fucking phosphorus is. So people say you need fucking phosphorus in the aquarium. They're not lying to you, because we need phosphorus in our bodies also. But like I said, you don't need to fucking be dosing this shit. All you gotta do is just fucking feed your corals, and you'll fucking get your phosphorus and all that shit into your corals, alright? But that's pretty much it. Incredible Javier. Hey, bro, thank you for fucking joining, bro. You're a real G, bro. Hold on, guys. I didn't expect Incredible Javier to go on. And everybody else, man, I'm gonna shoot a text for everybody. Hold on, guys. I'll text potassium, monopotassium, phosphorus. All right. Let's just fucking go to that shit. Thank you, Atkins, potassium. All right, so potassium. This is not really that, right? They're throwing you ratios at you. So the potassium again, it's gonna dissolve into the aqueous form. The hydrogen, honestly, is just gonna form the acid. This is called H+. And then the phosphorus is just gonna dissolve into the phosphate aqueous form, alright? Because I see you just threw me some ratios. Incredible Javier, you know how we do. Thank you, bro. Incredible Javier, thank you for joining, bro. I was checking out your live earlier. We're doing the music. I honestly don't listen to a lot of the music in general, but anyways, that's fucking all it's fucking doing. So if it's phosphorus, potassium, monopotassium phosphate. So all that means, honestly, mono means one. So I have potassium and the phosphate. Let's just call it this, just to make it easier for everybody. All right, like I said, all that shit does is dissolve into the potassium aqueous. And again, the potassium is going to take you to that 400 parts per million of the potassium in the salt water, because salt water has a concentration, all right? So again, if you're dosing this shit, you're just adding potassium, all the good shit, to bring it to there. And you don't need that phosphate in the water, because honestly, having a phosphate and nitrate problem is not that hard. Sorry, I got people coming in. It's not that hard, all right? S, yo, HCB. Damn, all my G's are tapping in. Sorry, I like to give credit to everybody that comes on. All right. So, anyways, those are one big. So in general, those are the misinformation. All right. So don't dose any phosphate. We're just gonna call it that mono. We're gonna call monophosphate that. All right. Because I know potassium is one. So that means this shit has a minus charge of 1, if that's right. But if it's monopotassium, anyways, so don't dose any phosphate. Let me just clear it up for you guys. Yeah, fuck it, let's leave it there. So don't dose any phosphate, and don't dose any fucking what do you call that shit again? Potassium nitrate. That's the weirdest fucking N ever. Alright, don't be dosing any of this shit, alright? For potassium, like I said, the best shit to use is just use your potassium chloride, which will be KCl, alright? So when you go inside the aquarium pet stores or whatever, just look for this shit. Look in the back of the bottles, and then in the ingredients, and just look for potassium chloride, alright? And like again, don't dose any of these anions with the negative charges. Don't dose any of this shit. It's better to feed your corals than be dosing that shit, alright? So that's pretty much the end of the fucking chemistry. So now we're just gonna fucking start doing shit, alright? I got some salt water. We're gonna mix some salt water right now. I'm gonna put this to the side so you guys don't fucking confuse yourselves anymore. All right, thank you guys for joining. All right, so right now we're gonna mix some salt water. I got some fresh water mixed up, and then we're just gonna start doing this shit. All right. So those are the 2 tanks, and then I'll zoom you guys in that little tank in that corner because it's pretty badass. You know what? I'm just gonna leave you guys with the fresh water set up right now. Magnesium sulfate. Oh shit! All right, Atkins, since you asked, magnesium sulfate. Just because Atkins asked, all right, guys. Can you guys see me? Bam. Yeah, right here I have some media for the tanks, but we're not gonna use that shit. I took it out. All right, so Atkins asked me about magnesium sulfate. NgSO4. I'm gonna put parentheses, all right, guys. And then 7H2O. So all right, so what the fuck does this mean, all right? So the 7 means that for every magnesium sulfate molecule, you'll get seven dissolved water molecules, okay? That's all that shit means, alright? That's all that means, alright? So for every one of these, you get 7 water molecules, okay? So I'm just gonna delete that, alright? But that's all that means, that 7 right here, okay? So when you do your chemical, when you solve chemical equations, just know that there's 7 water molecules, okay? So I'm just gonna delete that part. That's all that means. Oh, well, another thing, if you have this, this in solid form, we're gonna call that solid, it's gonna pick up 7 water molecules from the air, okay? I'm just letting you guys know. So when you weigh out your shit in the scale, you gotta take into account the 7 water molecules, okay? So that's all that shit means. So I'm just gonna delete that for you guys. Make it as simple as you can. All right, magnesium sulfate. Magnesium's around, let's say 1350 parts per million. So magnesium, when it dissolves, well, let's say magnesium solid. When you have the magnesium metal and you dissolve it in water, all right, you're gonna end up with magnesium hydroxide. Well, magnesium in aqueous form and hydroxide, all right. And like I said, any hydroxide is gonna be a strong base, so it's gonna fully disassociate and form magnesium aqueous, all right. So I'm just gonna delete that for you guys. So magnesium solid. Alright, since you guys already know it's solid, magnesium is going to dissolve into the aqueous form, AQ. And then the sulfate, it's it's going to dissolve into aqueous form, alright? Both of these are going to go into aqueous form. And honestly, there's sulfate in seawater. I can't remember the concentration on top of my head. But sulfate is a good molecule that's actually found in saltwater. And the magnesium is also, okay? Alright? So both of these molecules are found in salt water. I can't remember the concentration. I could look real quick. I got my book right there. But this salt is actually good. So if you want to dose magnesium, another name for this shit is called Epsom salt. What's it called? Epsom, some shit like this. I don't know how to spell, guys. And you buy it at the dollar store, right? So if you want to dose magnesium into your tank, you could dose magnesium sulfate. It will be the easiest way for you to get magnesium raised up. But in salt water, you not only just have this magnesium sulfate, but you also have magnesium chloride. Oh shit. You'll have magnesium chloride. Alright? Should I just write it? Yeah, let's write it solid, fuck it. So let me rewrite this whole thing, and then let me show you guys something. Atkins, that makes sense. Okay. Magnesium sulfate, SO4. Remember, I draw parentheses too, so I don't confuse myself when I'm writing. Plus magnesium chloride. Alright, hold on. Chloride has 1. Magnesium's a double 2 charge, so chloride must have a 2 right there. Alright. Yeah, that should be right. MgCl2, magnesium chloride. Double check that shit, but that's what it should be according to the chart. Alright, so both of these molecules are found in salt water, and they both will equal the 1350 parts per million. So if you want to dose magnesium, the best shit to do is to add a combination of both of these. But if you only have one or the other, it's pretty good. You can go either way, okay? You might overdose the sulfate. It's easier to overdose the sulfate than the chlorine, because the chlorine is made up. Well, natural salt water has NH1. Yeah, so the chlorine is actually, the chlorine atoms actually already part of the salt water, right? But both of these molecules together, when you add these two salts, you should go around 1350 parts per million, and you should be solid. And then I have both of these molecules in the salt water, so you don't need to worry about that shit. All right. Like I said, I already calculated all this for you. And like I said, you just mix this in 5 gallons of water, and you'll have the right ratios of magnesium sulfate to magnesium chloride. All right, guys. So if you're using magnesium sulfate or magnesium chloride for your saltwater tanks, you should be good. You shouldn't have no negative reaction to your aquarium. Okay. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Atkins brought that up. Sorry, Atkins, I spelled your name wrong. I was typing, but yeah, Atkins, magnesium sulfate is pretty good. So yeah. So if there's any other questions on different molecules, oh yeah, also magnesium sulfate. This shit. If you have freshwater fish, magnesium sulfate. Let's say if they have like internal parasites. Magnesium sulfate, well, there's two different properties. Magnesium sulfate will make the freshwater fish, so it's called freshwater. It'll make the freshwater fish, and including us, go to the bathroom. So if you have freshwater fish, if you have any internal parasites, it'll definitely help clear out its stomach and stuff. But another property of magnesium sulfate is that it helps heal wounds to like your skin or your fish. So if you have freshwater fish and they have a wound on them, dose of magnesium sulfate will help them heal up. But also magnesium sulfate is good for your saltwater, for your corals. Like I said, they need, in my opinion, they need a lot of magnesium also to help heal and stuff. All right, so magnesium sulfate is a really good molecule for both fresh and saltwater. And this is also a natural plant fertilizer. So if I dose magnesium sulfate to this freshwater tank right here, it will help the plants grow. And sometimes you have magnesium deficiency and then a lot of plants. So magnesium sulfate is a really good molecule. All right, guys. So if you have freshwater plants, go with magnesium sulfate than the magnesium chloride. Because the magnesium chloride, what it'll do is too much salt. It can have too much salt in the soil, and that could be bad. All right. So that was a good question, Atkins. I haven't dosed anything, just do water changes, but I'm trying to learn on what to dose, and you're helping a lot. Thank you, G. Atkins, see, Atkins uses it on his planet tank, so Atkins knows what's up. S makes sense. Thank you, S. I hope teaching you guys a little bit. But if you guys have any more questions on different molecules, let me know or post them in the chat, and I'll see them. All right, guys, and then we'll talk about it. But that's pretty much the end. Unless you guys have any more questions, and like I said, we'll do this in the future if you guys like to. But that's something to think about when you're dosing different salts into your systems. All right, guys. All right. So I'm gonna clear this out, and then we're gonna mix some salt water, just so you guys can see how it's done, even though it's pretty easy. All right, so I'm gonna leave the. Should I leave it right here? All right, I'm gonna leave it facing the little saltwater, the nano saltwater tank, so you guys could observe it. Fuck it. And like I said, guys, if you guys have any more, oh shit. Bam. So if you guys have any more questions, the polyps closed up because I banged the table on it. So if you guys have any more questions on salts or whatever for both fresh and saltwater, let me know and I'll answer them for you. But I'm gonna go get the bucket and everything to mix the saltwater, and I'll show you guys how I do shit. All right, thank you guys. If you guys are still here, honestly, big time thanks. Seven GH and hold on. I just saw that real quick. Hold on, let me read from the screen. What salt mix works best for non-RODI water setups? Should I use just salt and let the minerals in my water try to compensate? Do you mean for salt or freshwater tanks? If you're talking about freshwater, I would add a little bit of a sodium chloride, magnesium sulfate in the water, and they should be pretty cool. If you want to add potassium in there, add a little bit of potassium chloride. For just tap water, honestly, if you don't mind, well, I'm gonna show you the salt that I use. All right, guys, I use this salt, and like I said, if you wanna buy some off me, like I said, all the chemicals, everything it's already measured, so you don't have to be using a whole bunch of weird shit. But I'm gonna show you guys how to mix it, and it's only $3.25. So if you shoot me $65, I'll send you 100 gallons worth of salt, and then just tell me what quantities you want. If you want 1 gallons, or 5 gallons, or 50 gallons, it doesn't matter. I'll make them for you and I'll ship them out to you. And that includes shipping. You're honestly paying a little bit more just for the shipping, but yeah, this is what I use. I use the Interstellar Ocean. This is what I call it, and you'll get a little black bag just like this. But I'll show you more right now. I forgot to grab the salt. All right, so this is the same salt, only it's a white bag, so I can show you guys. I only put white bags when I go live, so you guys can see what's in it. But watch, let me dump it in here. All right, so this salt is the same as that. All right, that's where you're gonna find in there. You see that? There's a whole bunch of different minerals. See, because you saw the magnesium and all those other salts, or any salt, it's gonna pick up a lot of moisture, so you're gonna see it clump up and everything. So don't worry about that shit. But this is pretty much what's made out of my salt, and you could use this salt for fresh water also. If you have a saltwater tank and you have a freshwater tank, just grab a little bit of like a few milliliters of your salt water and throw it in your freshwater tank, and it'll help a lot. It'll help your freshwater fish a lot. But anyways, yeah. But you see that? This is the salt I make. It's just everything at its purest form. See that? And then this looks like the was it sodium chloride, but it's not. It's a special. This is the potassium I use. See that? It's hard for you guys to tell. But anyways, all the major elements in the salt water are already calculated in there, so you don't have to worry about that shit. All right, guys. So now we're just gonna mix it up and then get started. Hold on, let me put it closer. There you go. So remember, if you already have a saltwater tank, just use a little bit of salt water from your saltwater and throw it in your fresh water, and you should get all these elements in there in your fresh water tank. All right. Sorry guys, I was looking for my little stirring stick. I'm gonna use the end of it this time because I changed the little scraper. Wait, hold on. Let me change the scraper back just because so I can mix it with the larger end. Because this one's already beat up, so I'm just gonna change the little scraper. All right. So remember, since it's a 5-gallon mixture, you want to mix it with 5 gallons of water. This one's labeled. It's hard for you to see, but it's pretty much measured. Oh shit. Fucking spilling water in the carpet. I'm gonna add that much for now just so I can mix that shit with some balls. Alright, guys? While it's mixing, just fucking pour some more water in there. Remember, you have to use the whole 5 gallons. Don't partial mix this shit. Otherwise, your concentration's gonna be off, and then you're gonna kill your shit. And honestly, I was using the StreamYard, but I noticed that the microphone, when I use the StreamYard, it doesn't do so good. So I gotta get a laptop or something and hook it up to my Rodecaster, but hold on, guys. Well, anyways, so I was saying, yeah, so when I broadcast or go live just straight up from YouTube, the microphone works better, but I got my Rodecaster there. I'm gonna try to hook it up with the StreamYard to get you guys on here so you guys can ask your questions or show off your tanks and shit. Oh yeah, Atkins, I was gonna go I was gonna go live yesterday when you were on your channel, but there was a lot of people here, so I couldn't go live because everybody would be talking and shit. Alright, so remember, mix that shit up. If I had a water pump and a heater, it'll be better. This water is fucking cold as fuck. The hotter the water, the faster it'll dissolve. I'm pretty sure you guys know that from experience. Hot water dissolves shit a lot quicker. Alright, hold on. Let me read the comments real quick while I'm mixing it. Yeah, Ness, if you just want to set up a saltwater tank using tap water, you could use it. Just know that certain sensitive coral you're not going to be able to keep, okay? And if you're all right with that, you should be able to have some types of coral. And the fish, they don't really care. All good, bro. Yeah, man, you guys are fucking rock stars for fucking joining me and shit. All right. So it's almost all dissolved all the way, but it said there's still salt in the bottom. If I had a little water pump, I would fucking use the water pump instead, but fuck, you know what I mean? Alright, so I'm gonna add the rest of the water. And remember, it's better to be slightly over than under, okay? Because when the water evaporates, it'll make the perfect concentration either way. But if you're too concentrated already, it's only going to get more concentrated, and it's not that good. And natural salt water, in the surface, it's at 1.025. And the deeper you go, the more concentrated the salt becomes. And the highest it gets to is 1.027 grams per milliliter, okay? Let me look at the scale so I can tell you guys in parts per trillion. Hold on. All right. All right. So naturally, the salt is also, what is it, at 32 parts per trillion? I believe it's parts per trillion. So when you look at your little refractometer or hydrometer, you're going to see 32 on one side, and on the other side, you're going to see 1.025 grams per milliliter. So that 1.2 grams per milliliter means that if you take this salt water, you weigh it on the scale, take 1 gram, or equal 1.025. Regular fresh water that's pure and everything is going to be 1.0 because that's the standard scientific, what's it called? Unit, all right? That 1 milliliter of water equals 1 gram. That's a standard scientific unit, okay, guys? And when you make salt water, all that means is that from all the salt dissolved in there, it's going to equal 1.025 grams per milliliter. Chef whipping it. Yeah, honestly, it takes a little while to dissolve the salt. If you guys want, I could do a water change and fucking use that shit right now also. Just let me know if you want me to change some water. Alright. Yeah, I can see it pretty much dissolved all the way. So now we're just gonna siphon it into the... So you're gonna see a little bit of the, like, salt not dissolving. That's usually because the pH is too high, and it won't dissolve until the pH actually drops. But I can still hear some of the larger crystals, so I just gotta keep mixing up a little bit more. But you're gonna see a little bit of sediment salt in the bottom, and that's usually like the, what do you call it? It could be hydroxide and the carbonate, the sodium carbonate in there that's not dissolving all the way. But don't worry about that shit. I'm gonna do the final stir, and then we're gonna dump it. We're gonna siphon it back into this yellow container. I mean, white container. And I'm gonna show you how I get this water back in here. Okay, guys. But before that, also, depending on the water temperature, it's gonna dissolve X amount of salt. All right, guys. So you guys can see the temperature of the water. I got the thermometer. It's like at 70, just because I took it out of the water right now. I'm gonna throw it in there, and you're gonna see how cold the water is, cause it feels fucking cold as fuck. Sorry I had to step out for a bit. Went to the store. It's all good, bro. I remember when you watch these lives, turn on the live chat so you guys can see what everybody was talking about. All right, so let me measure the salt level again. I forgot to measure it. All right, so remember, get your little refractometer, and all it does is you put water in here, and depending on the light, it's gonna change the angle of the light, and then that's what you're measuring. And depending on the way the light changes, they know the density of the water. Well, anyways, remember to zero your refractometer. You want to zero it as often as you can. But when you measure it, like I said, it has to be close to 1.25. If you're at 1.24 or 1.26 after you mix the salt, if you're at 1.24 or 1.25, it's all good. Just use it. It could mean either your instrument's off or my scale is off. So don't worry about it. But the ratios of all the salts are always going to be the same, right, guys? You see on this, it's reading 1.26. But that's because there's still a little bit of water in here. There's still a bit of water in there. But then again, it's not going to matter because I'm just going to dump the water back in here and then it should lower it to 1.25. And like I said, if you're at 124 or 126, it's all good. Don't worry about that shit. Give it a nice little stir. I'm just going to do a little temperature check with you guys. So you guys can see it's fucking cold as fuck. And that's why you're going to see me not change that much water if you guys want me to change water in my tanks right now. Oh, fuck. That's fucking cold as fuck. Look at that. Damn, it's hard to concentrate it. Oh, there's the camera. See how cold the water is? We're like at 50. So if I change water, I'm not going to change that much water because it's fucking cold as fuck. You see that? Those are the units, Fahrenheit and Celsius. So whatever part of the world you're at. That's cold ass water, all right, guys? So you got to be careful when you change cold water. All right, I threw it back. I threw the thermometer back into the tank. See that? Oh, shit. It's hanging right there. Atkins, yeah, that's cold. Yeah, listen to Atkins. Calibrate that shit every month, all right, guys? Refractometers is a must for new reefers. I agree, Atkins. If you're new to the hobby, definitely get one of these, and I'll show you how to calibrate it. Let me show you the box. All right, so when you buy a refractometer, it's gonna come in this little box, and it's gonna come with this little screw right here. It's gonna come with this little screw, and then I'll show you how to calibrate it. So to calibrate this, you take out this little, see this? It's a little rubber stopper thingy or protector. I don't know what you call this. Hold on. There you go. So you take it out, and then you see that little screw right there? You put this right on there, and you start twisting it. You go bam, bam, bam. And then you look through it while you're twisting, and you want to make sure it goes to 0. So before you want to get the most purest water, so usually reverse osmosis. So you throw a little drop of water in there, and then you 0 it. Make sure it's at 0. And then do what I'm doing, okay, guys? So make sure, like Atkins said, you want to recalibrate this every month. I got to recalibrate it pretty soon. All right, and then once you recalibrate it, put this on there so you don't twist it on accident, okay? And then grab a little bit of salt water. You get a little bit of salt water right there, and like bam. And then you measure it, and then it should come out to 1.02425. I mean, 1.25, 1.025. And like I said, if it's at 1.024 or 26, just use it. Yeah, see, now it's at 1.25 after I added a little bit of that water that was missing. All right, so remember, you always want to measure shit. When you do science or whatever, measure shit, all right? If you don't measure shit, you're going to kill everything. And if you don't measure shit, that's what happens with the fucking space motherfuckers that blow up the spaceship when it's taking flight. Some pendejo fucking fuck shit up, all right, guys? Usually they mix up between the metric system and the American system. So between like pounds and kilos, okay? Yep, it's right where I want it, okay? 1.025. So now I'm just gonna put all this shit away. All right, let's read the chats real quick. Straight, hey, what's up, Straight? Hold on, what's up, Keith? Thanks for joining, bro. Hold on. All right, so let's go back to where I was reading. Refractometers are new. Okay, always good to calibrate every month or so. Don't lose a calibration tool. Yeah, Atkins. Listen to Atkins. Don't lose a calibration tool. Atkins. Yeah, that's cold. Yeah, this is 50-degree water. If you guys just barely joined in, this water is 50 degrees cold in Fahrenheit. In Celsius, we're at 10 degrees Celsius. That's fucking cold as fuck. If you use a heater, your salt mix will probably dissolve. Yep, that's right. If you use a heater, like I said, the hotter, Keith, that's a good thing. So if you use the salt, if you use this salt right now, and if you heat up the water, it'll definitely dissolve it all the way. All right, because cold water is only gonna pick up a certain amount of molecules in there. So that's really good, Keith. That's you're obviously a pro. I tried the hydrometer way, but I like the refractometer better. Yeah, the hydrometers are cool. There's different ones. There's ones where you fill up the little thingy like that. It's like a little box. And then there's the other one that's like a little tube that floats. It'll be floating like that. But the refractometer is definitely the way to go. It'll fucking simplify your shit. You see that? I need to rinse out the salt water in there. Remember to rinse it out every time. Otherwise, the little metals right there, you see that? They're just going to be rusting or whatever. Right. And that might throw shit off, but I just know it's going to suck. It's going to look pretty nasty. Atkins Aquariums, RODI. Yeah, reverse osmosis, deionized water is the way to go. For sure. But, yeah, anyways, let's just get this water back into this white container, and I'll show you guys how I do that. So I'm gonna move this real quick. I'm gonna put the chair right here. And then I'm just gonna pick up the bucket. That way it's higher off the ground to start to siphon a lot easier. Oh shit. All right, so I'm gonna pick this up. You see that, guys? Let me get the camera not zoomed in so much. There you go. Bam. Then I'm gonna grab this, the water jug, and then I'm gonna dump it right in there. So I have this, like I said, I have this to siphon my little tank right there to clean it, to siphon the sand. All right, so like I said, not all the salt might not dissolve, so don't worry about that shit. You just want to get most of it dissolved. Like I said, the water's fucking cold, so there's a little bit more sediment than usual. All right, so I'm gonna start the siphon, just suck the end of it. So if you have a nasty end of the hose, what you want to do is put your shirt over it. Damn, I have to untuck my shirt. Put your shirt over it, and then you suck on the end. So if you don't want to put your mouth on there, let's say you have a nasty ass tube, which it does. You see that? It's fucking nasty right there. But the hard tubing looks pretty clean. See that? So if you don't want to suck on that, just put your shirt over it. I stopped it, but the siphon's going. I did. It was going. Hold on. Might have to redo it. I didn't do it hard enough. All right, let's restart the siphon again. Okay, this time I want it. Watch, you see that? So we're gonna let that fill up, and then the end of it, we're just gonna throw that away, and then we're gonna do some water changes if you guys want. A little tank water, good for the immune system. Atkins, yeah, that's true, bro. I saw you say something about a pistol shrimp. All right, my pistol shrimp is cleaning the sand again. He does this like over a month. Does this like other month? Yeah. Pistol shrimps, they clean they move a lot of sand, and also like engineering gobies, they move a lot of sand. So those guys are pretty cool. But yeah, anything that moves sand is really good. I don't have anything that moves sand. I had to kind of do it myself. So that definitely helps. A little tank water, good for the immune system. Yeah, definitely good. Just watch out with the freshwater water because that could get you sick. But the salt water, man, it's good for you, man. Like I could taste it. I could taste it. Man, I've had so much starting to siphon like that. I've had so much fucking water in my mouth. It's like, god damn. But definitely, salt water. Honestly, if you drink a little bit, like a little tablespoon or something, that's definitely good for you. Because a lot of the salt, like let's say if you're in the hospital or whatever, they put those little salt IVs on you. A lot of it is just potassium chloride and the sodium chloride in there, which is basically a component of salt water. So Atkins, engineering goby is a dream fish, but they get big. Yeah, depending on your tank size, they get really big. Well, either way, they get big. The biggest one I've kept was 7 inches, but the biggest one I seen was like over a foot long. So you're definitely right, and it looked like a big old eel, it was like that thick. The one that they brought in at the store, but the one I had was only like that big. But my tank wasn't that long, but for sure they get huge. And they're pretty friendly. At least the ones I've kept were pretty friendly engineering gobies. I haven't seen an aggressive one yet. And they move sand like crazy. Like I said, it's almost like they build underwater castles and stuff. Also, as a fun fact, if you want to also dissolve this salt, if you drop it in vinegar or something more acidic, it'll definitely dissolve all the way. But don't do that shit. I'm just letting you know. And the reason is because a lot of the salt, like I said, if you drop solid metal, form into a hydroxide. Hydroxide is a strong base, and acid is kind of like the opposite, and it'll start dissolving. But we're almost done here, guys. I know it's fucking. I wish I could speed this shit up, but I don't have a water pump to mix it. And then last time they asked me to test the water, but I don't have any test kits. If I manage to get some test kits or whatever, I'll test the water for you guys. But like I said, I don't have any. I just measure shit out on the scale. But I'll do a water change with you guys if you guys want. Atkins, when I worked at a freshwater and saltwater store, we had an engineering goby in a display. He was 15 inches at least. God damn. Love the pattern on them. Yeah, they look like little leopard, not leopard, yeah, little leopards or like certain snakes and stuff. Like a ball python. No, not that color. Yeah, it definitely looks like little leopard. The best way I'm able to describe it is like a little leopard pattern. And when you have them, they have those, with it, horizontal stripes going this way when they're juveniles. And then you can see the color change. I love that color change. Watching it, it's pretty cool. But Atkins, man, I can't believe that a 15 inch long. That's pretty crazy. That the one I saw was probably more like 12, around, well, maybe even around there. Like I said, I didn't measure it, but that's a pretty big engineering goby. But like I said, they're really good at moving sand everywhere. I know, guys, we're almost done here. If I pick up the bucket higher, it would drain a lot quicker. And like I said, I might do a water change. Maybe not on the little one, because we've been doing a lot of water changes on that. Or maybe, I don't know. But we're definitely going to do a little water change on this one, because I got tired of that hair algae. And like I said, I can't change that much water because I need to heat it up. And that's a huge temperature difference between 50-degree water and for the new guys. So for the new people coming in, you see where the temperature's at right now? It's barely going up, but watch. You're going to see how cold the water really is. I'm going to put the thermometer where you guys can see it. The water's freaking cold. Like I said, guys, we're almost done. And then I'm just going to dump all that nasty sediment in there. And like I said, if the water was warmer, it would definitely dissolve. just how Keith said. But we don't got time. I want to do this shit now. Yeah, the water's freaking cold. I know, guys, I don't want to bore you guys to death. See that? Look how fast it dropped. That's freaking cold right there. Closer to 49. That is crazy. Alright, we're just gonna call that done. I'm tired of waiting, guys. I'm pretty sure you guys are tired also. I might let it go just a little bit longer. Because we're already at the... This is a little bit more than 5 gallons of water. I mean, I filled it up all the way past the line. Or the measuring mark. Alright. So I'm just going to grab it. Go upside down. Try to get as much water. Oh, shit. Alright. We're good with that. So I'm going to go dump this out. And then for now, I'm going to switch you guys over to the little freshwater system real quick. And then I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, so I cleaned the bucket out, and then we're gonna do a little quick water change for you guys so you guys can see that it works. Oh shit. Let me lower the camera down real quick. Sorry, I gotta lower the tripod real quick. My bad, guys. Alright, that's good enough. Atkins, that Anubis is fire. Thank you, bro. Yeah, man, it's kind of old. You were right the first time when you first saw it. It's been growing for quite some time now. And I got it when it was small. I might do a little video on it, on the little freshwater tank, so you guys can see the evolution of it. All right, so remember, guys. Oh yeah, so you guys can see the evolution on that little freshwater. I'll do a video. All right, so remember, it has we're using this salt, okay? And if you want it, I could just tell me and I'll send you some. All right, so we're gonna clean up a little bit real quick. Bam. All right. All right. So remember, guys, the water's pretty cold. Yeah, I can still see it in there. All right. So remember, the water's pretty cold, so I'm not gonna take out that much water, but I definitely want to siphon the sand out of the bottom. Hold on. Alright. Sorry, I had to shut the sink off. Alright, ready? Let me move this out of the way real quick. Let's put it right there. So this particular hair algae forms like a little mat. So I'm gonna try to put all the mat on one end so I can just scoop it at the end. Another thing I forgot to do is to shut off the water pump. Oh shit, look at all the fucking corals, great. I got sand on the coral, so I'm gonna have to turkey baste it off. Alright, let's say I'm gonna take out that much water. And then I'm gonna pick up the little piece of mat of hair algae. Damn it. Alright. See that little hair algae right there? Take that shit out. Also, you know what? I'm gonna scrub these coral real quick. Also. Alright. Because there's algae growing on the coral. There's hair algae growing on the skeleton part. I need to get a bigger cleanup crew, guys. So stay tuned for that video. But for sure, I'm gonna get more snails. Man, there's a lot of damn sand right on them. This is the guy that worries me, the little Space Invader frag. God, I really need a big cleanup crew right now. Alright. Hold on. Trying to get hair algae from the sand in the back. Oh, finally. Wait, no, that's not it. I'm looking for my Rostazos. I had a little frag of Rostazos, but I think the snails knocked it down somewhere. Anyways, fuck it. We're done. Yeah, do it. I need to get some salt, but I'm broke as fuck. Yeah, I got you, bro. It's all good. Sexy shrimps. I might get some sexy shrimps. That would be pretty cool. So I'm gonna dunk the water back in. This is why I don't like having the big old jug. All right. So I'm gonna plug it back in, guys. But being serious, guys, I lost a little frag of Ross's. I'm gonna have to find them later. See where they turn out. So at least the water temperature, it didn't really change much. I mean, it dropped a little bit, but not that much. I'm gonna try to find my little Rostas. Where the hell are they? It was crazy. I picked them up earlier today. Be like, I'll probably have to look at the video. Nah. Oh, I found them finally. See that? I finally found the little Rostas of a frag I had. It was buried in the sand. Alright. Put that guy right there. And like I said, any of these coral... Oh, hold on. This coral, if you see it, has sand on them, so I'm going to have to get that sand out of them. So you take the turkey baster, you gotta get it out of them. All right, I was squirting. I was trying to take the hair algae off of the Space Invader. God damn, this algae's killing my shit. All right, so now I'm gonna put the lid back on, and then we'll just wait out a little bit. But these guys should open up again. And remember, if they don't open up or whatever, it's because you definitely did something wrong. God, I can't believe I put that much sand on them. All right. We'll give them a few minutes to open up, and then I'm going to clean or wipe what's it called? The glass real quick. Hey. Alright, and oh man, my phone died. Let me grab the other one real quick. Man, that's what happens when you don't charge your other phone. Hold on. Alright guys, sorry man, just that phone died, but this one's starting to turn on. From all the phones I got, the Poco F3 is the best one. It's a little gaming phone I got. And that's what I'm recording with. It's fucking hardcore. Sorry, my G. I'll read your messages right now once the phone starts. Atkins, I need to get started my changes for the freshwater tank soon. Yeah, go handle it, bro. I feel you. Atkins, I need to get started my changes for the freshwater tank soon. Yeah, go handle it. What the fuck? Alright guys, well it's that simple. I'm gonna try to keep this video pretty short. But yeah, I'll show. I might not have enough time to be on here just to give that update on this guy. He should come out real soon. But yeah, I'm just gonna walk you guys through my saltwater tanks, and like I said, I changed the water real quick. See that? A bunch of nasty shit in there. I'm gonna get the tube clean. Bam. And then that's how much water we made. I mean mixed right now. And changed right there. So quick recap. We did a little bit of chemistry work right there on the whiteboard. And then right here, the little saltwater system, I mean the freshwater system. If you guys want any of the Java moss or Christmas tree moss, fucking hit me up. And then we got this one right here. This thing's badass right there. Look at that. Fucking hardcore. That's my favorite coral right there. In this tank, these two corals are my favorite. The Roger Rampage and that little rainbow Monty right there that's encrusting. Those guys are hardcore. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. We're gonna end this live pretty soon. And thank you guys for joining. Alright, so if you guys want to see an update on these guys, tune in next time, but also go to my social media. I'll post a little video on this guy real quick. Alright guys. But we're just gonna end this at 1:25, and now we're in 25 minutes. So if you guys fucking join in, that'll be pretty badass. But I'm just gonna leave it there for now, so you guys can observe the clowns, and then you see the anemone right there. It's still fucking doing its thing, trying to split. But yeah. Like I said, we're just waiting for the corals to come out a little bit, just so you guys can see the proof. You can see this guy starting to come out. See that? This guy's starting to come out. This guy is going to take a little bit to come out, but he's starting to come out. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for joining today's live. And like I said, next time I'm going to throw a little cleanup crew. And then I'm really hoping to cover this rock. I'm probably going to start gluing these guys right on them. But I'm not too sure because of the algae. But once I get the cleanup crew to eat all the algae, I'm going to start putting these guys on the rocks. And then, fuck it, we'll just leave the anemone alone. Wherever the fuck it wants to go. I'm just happy I found my little Rostozoas right there. Space Invader. I need to get rid of its algae that's on its skeleton. But yeah, guys, I'll give you guys an update on my social media. So I put the social media in the description. So I'll probably post on both Instagram and Facebook. Mostly Instagram, but also Facebook. I'll put some shit there too. Also got LinkedIn, fucking a whole bunch of shit. I just forgot. I even got a Snapchat. I should have put Snapchat in there on the description. I don't use it, but fucking people do. Yeah, I put Venmo, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I should probably put Snapchat on there. All right. So remember, read the little description. But remember, just Venmo me or PayPal me, and I'll fucking send you the fucking salt so you can try that shit. But that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said at the 125-minute mark, and we're at 15 seconds left. So just quick shout outs to everybody that watched today. Thank you guys for watching, man. So let me put my final chat in there and just say good night, man. I mean, or good day. All right. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. See, this guy's already starting to come out. Slowly, but he's starting to come out compared to when he had a whole bunch of sand on him. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, guys.